This right here is their latest. This right here is their latest device. I got this today from Amazon. It looks harmless enough, right? There's a symbol for slot USB extender, right? Wrong. Inside this right here is a USB meant to destroy. Inside here is a is a motherboard meant to wipe out electronics and destroy them.
How's it going, everybody? So Chance has been very unhappy with John and William, and that's been consistent for the past like month or so. John is quite a new character. He believes that that's Marty's brother. I don't know if he is or isn't. It doesn't really matter because Chance believes it to be, and if he believes it, it's very hard to convince him otherwise. But he's also going to talk about this Killstick that was sent over to him. You saw the beginning clip there where he was showing the USB ports, in which the trolls sent him over this thing that was meant to destroy more of his little gadgets. If you know, Cyrax only has like 2 Chromebooks and a tablet, a phone, and a little handheld console thing. It's like one of those 1001 handheld games that you can get from Temu or whatever. And Chance has been very bored, so he's been posting rapidly for the past 24 hours. Like, this guy is posting 5 or 6 videos a day. I believe he posted 6 videos yesterday. I could barely keep up with all of it. He's been on one. But in other news with Chance, he's also been complaining about the catfish, and he makes nefarious claims against the trolls because he's making this huge kerfuffle about minors being sent to him by the trolls, and that's how he ends up talking to kids, which is just preposterous. That's not happening. I don't believe that for a second, and nobody should. Because, dude, if you are talking to these minors, just stop talking to them, man. Just stop talking to everybody on the internet. Just stop trying to date all these women if all of it just never works out for you every single time. Like, if you have a 100% chance of being let down by a lady, you probably shouldn't try to go for it, dude. But I digress. Let's hear the guy yap on about whatever he's gonna yap about.
I'm going to pop this open and show you guys what these people do to these. Now, if you guys notice, here's the show. And here is the Killstick. And they hired somebody inside Amazon to put in there. And this is not funny. This is not a game. This is their latest contraption that they used, and how devious they are. They have managed to wire a Killstick to a cord that has fried both of my computers entirely. They used to turn on, and now they do nothing. But this is what I mean, you guys. These people are very evil and very divisive. So for those of you that think that I am joking about these guys trying to use devices and doing illegal means to family, here you go.
So Chance is showing off the Killstick there, and he's acting like this is an IED just like everything else, because he's going to be talking about that also. There's a lot of things that he just goes on about, and he's very dramatic here, saying that this is going to unalive his family, that it's going to game end his family. Sally and Ed are in danger, and obviously they likely didn't, because Cyrax said that that USB fried 2 of his computers, and now he's down 2. Now what's strange is that he's also recording. I'm not sure what he's recording on. He had the 2 Chromebooks from what I remembered, but it looks like he's still recording on one because it's not his phone. So I don't know what it is exactly, but he's still on StreamYards. Because if he was recording with his phone, it would be in portrait mode, and he is recording on landscape. That's typically how it is with Chance. And it's the biggest difference between when he's recording on his phone versus when he's recording on his Chromebook. So I don't know if he's referring to the computers that were destroyed previously by other Killsticks or something. I'm not quite sure. And he's gonna blame the trolls even though he's the one who stuck them in there. You would think that he would learn by now after multiple different broken electronics like the Xbox, the computer, so on and so forth.
They will literally pay somebody at Amazon a very high amount of money to do something like this. And in case you guys are wondering, yes, I'm going to be handing this over to the police. And this is just one of many devices that they have used to try to destroy my stuff and the family. This right here is one of them, and then there's like 2 other kill sticks, a controller, and a couple other things very similar to what I just showed you guys that they have used to try to destroy my family's property, my property, and also in an attempt me and my family. Thankfully, there wasn't that much juice behind that, and it just sapped the power out of my PC, but this is the kind of illegal things that they are doing.
So right off the bat, we know that he's not actually going to send this one device over to APD because he hasn't sent the other kill sticks over to APD. Why do you even still have all these kill sticks and the controller that destroyed your Xbox? What is the purpose of keeping them? Like, if you're gonna send them to the police, give them to the police. I doubt anything will come of it, but still, it's gonna happen. Like, it's gonna be there at that police station. Throw them away. There's no reason to hold on to something that just isn't helpful to you, Chance. I mean, this is just ridiculous. Your room's already cluttered enough. I digress. He's using all of this as evidence against the trolls. Oh, he's using this as a way to say that, oh, you trolls owe me $9,000. You trolls owe me a new computer, Xboxes, and so much money. In which he wants money from his supporters, or so-called supporters now, after this whole Killstick debacle. He's not interested in receiving more toys, but he probably is. I don't know. Cyrax is very off and on about it because he didn't say that long ago that he couldn't receive anything else, and then he receives this Killstick that we just showed you, and he decided to use it anyway, which is just why. I don't understand, but I'll never understand, Chance.
I sat down and I thought about some shit. Because I am here today to expose William and all his little friends and how what they have done has affected my life as a music artist, as a creator, and as a person. Now, as many of you guys know, I started doing content creating in early 2009. Matter of fact, I could tell you the exact date that I started my very first YouTube channel. It was May 1st, 2009. And the reason I remember that date is because that's the date that I made a video honoring my best friend David, who died in a drowning accident that month prior. The school wanted to do a memorial for him, so I put together a video for him, his family, and everybody like that. I helped some of the other kids in my class and in our school to put together a video to help him, with the memorial service. But over the years, I've made thousands of videos, hundreds and thousands of videos. And I'm here to expose why I'm not making any money off of any of that. And the answer is simple. William motherfucking Glory Hole John. And Music Biz Marty, who is now dead.
Chance talking about memorial stream gives me flashbacks to when he did that memorial for Ozzy Osbourne and then King Cobra JFS. Really terrible videos they were. I reviewed those in previous videos and streams. But if it was anything like that, Chance made that entire thing about himself and didn't really give anybody a chance or say so in how it was going to happen. Because that's what Chance does whenever it comes to memorials. He just does a concert and scream and shout and let it all out about how this person was his best friend, despite them probably not liking him or not even knowing who he is at all. It's something strange Cyrax has always done. Whenever he saw someone eventually become game ended, he'll kind of latch on to it and try to gain some kind of sympathy or understanding out of it, because whenever people were upset with him about the Ozzy stuff, he was talking about how he was similar to Ozzy Osbourne, that he was going to be the next music legend to replace Ozzy and all this ridiculous nonsense. And then with King Cobra JFS, he was talking about how him and Cobra were best friends and that they didn't actually hate each other. They didn't actually have problems. He just makes this stuff up. It's just downright criminal, man. But Chance doesn't care. He's gonna try and do whatever he can to make himself look good, even if it's disrespecting those that are no longer with us. But
I want to actually help people. I actually want to do some fucking good. I actually want to help people to not feel like they're fighting this shit alone. Because I know what it's like to fight that battle alone. I've been fighting this battle on my own without law enforcement for the last 6 fucking years. And I don't want to have to see anyone else go through what I went through. Because no one deserves to be tortured like I've been tortured. No one deserves to be harassed or targeted the way that I've been targeted. No one fucking deserves that. You wanna know why they're afraid to let me make money? You wanna know the real reason why? Let me fucking tell you. It's because they know that if I get money, I can hire a lawyer and I can shut them the fuck down. Once I have the money, I can hire the fucking best lawyer that this country has ever seen. And I can shut them down. But they don't want that. Why do you think they're trying to keep me from making money? Because they don't want me to get a fucking lawyer so I can't fight back against their bullshit. That's why.
There's a lot of manipulation going on here because Chance wants money not to get a lawyer, but because he wants to buy an Xbox, a computer, all these gadgets that he's been missing all his time. But this isn't gonna work for you, Chance. It's just not gonna work because you don't know who William is, you don't know who John is, you know their YouTube channels, of course, but you don't know their real names or where they live or anything like that. And plus, it's not like they're breaking the law, you know, it's not like you have any compelling evidence that they're doing anything. Like, you don't know if they're the ones who sent you the Amazon package with Killsticks. You haven't proven anything that they're related to Sally's car getting blowtorched or whatever. You don't have any evidence for any of that, so there's no court case to be made until you find proof that William or John did anything. It's just a bunch of baloney that Chance says because he doesn't have any power or ability in this entire situation, so he thinks by saying that he's gonna sue them, that's a scary threat and that they're gonna stop because of that, but they're never gonna stop. It never stops, ladies and gentlemen.
They'll start off real nice. They'll pretend to be your friend. They'll do all of this stuff, be like, hey, I see you're doing good on YouTube, or I see you're doing good on Twitch, or on Rumble, or whatever, or on Facebook. I see you doing really good. And they will make promises to you like they did me. They will make those fake promises of, oh, we'll make you rich and famous. We'll get you out there. You'll have all the fucking fans you can want. You'll be traveling around the world, doing whatever you want to do. And you won't have to worry about anything. We'll do it for you. We'll manage your stuff. We'll pay for everything for you. If you need to get somewhere, let us know. We'll help you. And that's how they get you. And if you deny it, they'll try to push it and push it. And then when you don't fall for it, they do to you like they did to me. They try to get you tripped up just so that you can be isolated from your loved ones and no one will believe a word you say because there's more of them than there are of you. That's what they did to me. That's how they got me. They sat there and made me promises of fame, fortune, told me I'd be fucking famous. But the thing is, I never fucking needed those motherfuckers to begin with. I was happy doing everything on my fucking own. And then, when they tried to fucking make a pass at me using Marty, and I turned them down, what did they do? They literally sat there and deployed the fucking thing to isolate me so that no one fucking believes me, so that no one would want to work with me. No regular jobs would fucking hire me. That's why they did what they fucking did. When they don't get you willingly, they will get you by fucking force. And that's exactly what they did to me.
So Chance is still talking about Masshole Mafia and what Marty did to him way back when, and it's just like, let it go, man. Let this stuff go. Like, Marty's been gone for about 8 months now, and Cyrax is still talking about him like he's here. And it's just bizarre to me. It makes me wonder on whether he's longing for Marty or he genuinely despises him. I think it's both. I think Cyrax misses hating Marty, but I digress. That's just hypothetical or theoretical. This whole thing was on you, Chance. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows that Masshole Mafia catfished you, and you took the bait, dude. And even without that evidence, there's still more evidence out there, like whenever you called yourself a hebephile, when you called yourself a PDF file, and then whenever you were arguing about the age of consent not that long ago. It was only about a month ago you were talking about dating teenagers, pretty much. Hell, that's exactly what you were talking about. You were arguing on that, Chance.
Something happened that really changed my life forever, that actually scared the ever-living fuck out of me and made me change how I view life. A couple weeks ago, somebody took an original Xbox One Black, like the old school Xbox Ones, and turned it into an improvised explosive device in an attempt to kill the family. Now what they did was they put the bomb mechanics that was supposed to cause an electrical fire inside of the Xbox. And they sent it out, it got here, I plugged it in, and needless to say, I go to plug it in after unwrapping it and stuff like that. I'll bring it upstairs. I go to plug it in, and there was a massive fucking spark come out that damn thing. In that moment, when I saw that spark, I didn't know if I was gonna live or die. I did not know if I was gonna live or die. I later found out that day, after I told my friends to start doing some digging. I later found out that day that that bomb that they had planted, that everybody was saying supposed to be for an electrical fire, it was supposed to go off family and me. It was supposed to explode and take me with it, and take my family with it, and destroy our home, all three of us. Thankfully, the breaker in our house shorted out the bomb. And let me tell you something, ever since that night, I have had nightmares about that shit. Thinking about how that bomb could have been my family.
Now, there's something to be said about this Xbox and how it was an IED. It's obvious that it was not an IED, Chance, because if it was, it probably would have been. And it would have been likely successful. I'm not going to say it would have been or that it should be, but it probably would have been. Because the thing about this is that the people who mess with you, Chance, are not unintelligent. They're not dumb. They kind of know what they're doing. If they're able to hook something up like this with a Killstick inside of a USB port, then you might want to watch out, because they have some tinkering they're very much capable of doing. So don't underestimate them on that one, Chance. I won't accuse them of anything, but I'll definitely say that they're smart. But I don't think he actually believes that the Xbox was an IED or would have game-ended him, because he doesn't seem that upset about it. He's not crying. He's doing the usual Cyrax fit of talking really slowly and fake crying. It's something that he usually does to try and be dramatic, because he doesn't know actually how to handle emotions or process these kinds of things properly.
When they say that when you have a near-death experience and your life flashes before your eyes, it does. That ain't no joke. And let me tell you right now, the fact that our breaker downstairs for our house stopped that bomb from going off, the fact that that breaker saved me and my family, let me tell you something right now. You know, I used to be on the fence about God. Didn't know whether it was real or not, but let me tell you right now, I'm a firm believer in God. I am closer to God now than I have ever been in my entire life. I might not pray to him all the time. I might not talk to him all the time, but let me tell you right now, I know that man was watching over me that night. That day, when I got that Xbox and I plugged it in and I thought I was going to die, I have never dropped to my knees and felt more thankful for anything in my life. I'm never going to be the same again after that. You know, I was terrified. When I plugged that shit in and I seen that spark, I didn't know whether I was going to live or die. I did not know. I can't even tell you how scared I was. I was terrified for myself. I was terrified for my family, my friends, all my loved ones, people that I've known for years, that I grew up with, that are basically my extended and secondary family.
Chance talking about being religious is always one of the most funny things about this, because he doesn't know anything about the Bible or God or Jesus or even anything else. In fact, he talked about believing in the Norse gods before. He talked about being a Swedish Viking and believing in Odin and stuff like that. It was quite a bizarre show he made out of himself. But I don't think he's at all close with God, considering he's not even holding a Bible in hand for this one. I know he has a Bible, and most people do. It's very easy to get a Bible these days. I mean, you can usually go to a church and probably get one free if you ask for it, but Chance, dude, you're not close with God. It's just not a fact, all right? You're not gonna convince me that you're this hardcore Christian who is roaming around talking about the 10 Commandments. I'm not gonna trust a guy who doesn't know that the minimum wage is $7.25 and that you believe that the minimum wage is $2.75 or something like that. I'm not even joking. He actually believes that. However, back on track, with this whole explosive deal, he's talking about how he was worried about his family, his friends, which the question is how would this have affected Sally or Ed or your friends that much? Even now, it doesn't really affect anybody except you. So I don't really know where this argument is going. Like, your friends wouldn't have been in the blast radius. The only way Sally and Ed would get hurt is if the house collapsed, which it might, I don't know. But you can't really say that it would have because you don't know either, Chance. So this whole ordeal about your family and friends getting harmed is just not the case. They were perfectly fine when all this happened.
I did speak up how I'm willing to do whatever it takes to defend my family. Because I'm sorry, I'm that kind of dude that will protect his family at any cost. Especially if my family's in danger. I will protect my family with my very being. I will lay my life on the line and not think twice about it. Because I don't know about y'all trolls that are probably watching this, but me, I love my family. I care about my family. I'd do anything for my family. And I'd protect them with my motherfucking life. Do I want to go that route? No. But I will do whatever I need to do to protect my family. And the fact that y'all can be so twisted and deranged to want to family and me by turning a console into an improvised explosive device, that's fucked up. That's a whole new level of low that you don't need to be toying with. And like I said, I didn't really have that much of a problem sleeping at night before, or at all in general, but now I do. I've been up and down for the last few weeks since that shit happened.
Now again, this is preposterous because, Chance, you've already stated that you are already staying up all night anyway, and your streams and videos suggest that you also stay up all night because of the times you post them. Cyraxx posts videos at like 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 6 a.m., and that's because he was up all night the night before. And it's just showing on how his sleep schedule is just not good at all, and it never really has been. Chance has been known for playing video games all night and not doing anything else. Maybe screaming at Marty or getting on panel, but that's about it. And these nightmares, well, why don't you describe them? I've had nightmares before, and I can describe them, so logically you'd be able to too, Chance. But I don't think he's actually having any kind of dreams, because I feel like Cyrax would talk about them, but he'd likely lie about how great and awesome they were anyway, so to even give him a narrative on that would not be helpful. He would just lie about whatever he was dreaming about. But anyways, with that all out of the way, Cyrax has been very dramatic for the past week about this IED, this Xbox, all of this stuff going on, because he just cannot stop plugging in various things into his computer or into outlets. He should just not accept packages anymore. Just stop. And he doesn't. He keeps on accepting them. However, I want to go ahead and shout out Halloween Nerd, Dreadhead David 420, Tanis Finest, Sunday Smoker, Tubby Thunder 43, Jin Not Jin, Trixie Bella, JoJo's Woodshed, Mark Pena, Christopher Zazel, Vaney P. Ness, Rax Labs Trademark, Whiskey Pink 42, Loopy, Dudester, Fearless Jake, Vilify Exile, Unknown Poster, Smithers, Sauce, Nico Suave, Only Wise Hermit, Jolanda, Not a Lizard Man Honest, Jeff of David Clan, Okie Doll, Wild Weaver Gaming, Madam Gooseberry, Oso David Grunga, Jason Cruel, Depressed Rabbit, Brett VTs, Earl Champion of First Claw, Oversoul, The Black Pearl, Edward Walden Hain, Nick Cliff, Atomic Renegade, Steve Scooby Van, Evan Reed, Curse Decals, Lord of Worlds, TJ Bender, James, Honda Civic, Rabadason, Bakano Sensei, Mochi Cakes, Mad 33s, and Dirk Chocolate. Thank you guys for your support, and I'll see you in the next one.